Welcome and thanks for joining me once again. I am your pattern drafting teacher. Today I will be introducing you to the principles of dart manipulation. But before then, I want you to understand that there are three basic techniques in pattern making, which are dart manipulation, contouring, and aldi fullness. But in this video, I'll be focusing on dart manipulation. If you have not subscribed to this channel, consider doing so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. The basic bodice as drafted has a deep shoulder dart and a waist dart. This does not mean that this shoulder dart can only be used in its original position. It can as well be used anywhere within and around the pattern. This is where dart manipulation comes in. Dart manipulation, simply put, is the process or the movement of the shoulder dart from its original position to any other location within and around the pattern. The first thing you actually need to do before carrying out dart manipulation is to mark your true bust line, which is usually the point X of the pattern, that is the bust point. Remember, it is a measurement that is taken from the neck point to the fullest part of the bust, and it is marked on the pattern as true bust line. That's the first step you need to take. After that, you need to determine where to relocate your dart. For instance, your dart can be moved anywhere on the neckline. It can be moved to the neck point. You can move it to the mid neck point. You can also move it to the base of the neckline. These positions are all correct. Again, it can be moved anywhere around the center front. It can be moved to the bust line, above the bust line, and below the bust line at the center front. And then on the waist, you can also move the dart to the edge of the waist. You can move everything from the shoulder dart to the waistline dart. On the other arm, that is on the side seam, you can also move the dart any position on the bust line, below the bust line, just anywhere around the other arm. The dart can also be used on the armhole in any position, and then you can have it on the middle of the shoulder as well, because the shoulder dart has appeared on this pattern is not centralized on the shoulder of the pattern. So if it becomes necessary to have it at the middle of the pattern, you can as well position it at the midpoint of the shoulder. So these are the various positions with which the shoulder dart can be used within and around your pattern. So now let's go into the classroom so that I can show you in practical how to transfer this dart to some of these positions. Welcome back. So let's begin with dart transfer to the other arm on the side seam. But note that you need to trace your pattern to waist length before carrying out dart manipulation. Go ahead and connect the shoulder dart to the bust point X. So I'm connecting the shoulder dart to the fullest part of the bust, that is the bust point. Remember, I explained that this dart can be transferred anywhere on the side seam, but here I will be using the bust line as an example. So I will be cutting through the line to point X, which is the bust point. Alright, so after cutting it open, go ahead and crease the inner dart leg and fold it to the outer dart leg. As you can see, the value of the dart is now open on the side seam. Next, I'll be placing another paper underneath so that I can blend and through this dart. Now that I have secured it, I'll also crease the upper dart leg and also fold it towards the lower dart leg. This is to enable me to blend and throw the dart. With this, the dart has successfully been transferred from the shoulder to the other arm. So next, I'll be showing you how to transfer this dart to the mid neck point. So for that transferred to the mid neck point, you simply just need to measure round the neckline. After measuring round the neckline, get the midpoint of that measurement and then rule a line to the bust point. So here I have ruled a slashed line to the middle of the neckline. Next, I will be cutting it open to the bust point. Having done that, I will simply still go ahead and crease and fold the shoulder dart. Next, place another pattern paper underneath and secure with your masking tape. After securing, fold and crease the dart leg through with your tracing wheel to blend the upper edge of the dart. Simply, this is how to transfer your dart to the mid neck point. Next, let's transfer it to the center front line. Again, this dart can be moved anywhere along the center front of the pattern, but here I'll be showing you how to move it to the bust line. Cut through from the center front to the bust point. The dart is now open at the center front of the pattern. Place another paper underneath. Again, secure and fold the dart to blend the outer edge. With this, the dart is now transferred to the center front of the pattern. To transfer the dart to the waist, simply connect the waist dart to the bust point as well. Cut through the dart leg from the middle to the bust point. Crease and fold the shoulder dart. With this, the dart is now opened on the waistline. Place another paper underneath. Remember that the waist dart is actually here as well. So I'm folding from the actual waist dart and then bringing it to the other waist dart, to the other existing waist dart. After which, go ahead and through the outer edge. Open it up and retrace the dart edge. With this, the shoulder dart is now transferred to the waistline. Remember that it can also be transferred to the edge of the waistline or any other position on the waist, depending on style and fashion. That will be all for this tutorial. So I'm glad you made it to this point. See you in my next class. Bye for now.